Good evening and welcome to BackChat. I'm your host, Timbala. This evening we're chatting to Mr. Roger Sedres, a phenomenal photojournalist, photographer, and one of the best in the country. So this is going to be interesting, guys. For those who are young up-and-coming photographers, you want to learn a thing or two about sports as well. He's in here. I see he's just joined in. Let me send him an invite, and then we're gonna go live. Everybody, good evening and welcome to BackChat, partly hosted by Backtrack Sports. My name is Timbala.
Timbala, good evening.
Good evening. How you doing, sir?
Good.
There we go. Easy peasy, yeah?
Easy peasy. Not too bad. I'm using the phone. I tried to use the laptop, but it's not working.
That's why, yes. No, it has to be on the phone, then it works like a charm.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. iPhone works.
How you doing, sir? How you been? How's life treating you?
I'm good. It's been, with COVID and everything, but the work and but life is good. We take it one day at a time. I just got to look after our health all the time, Otherwise, we're good.
That is true. That is very true. But Mr. Sedres, it's really an honor to have you here. I think many people here would be really happy to see your face, because I think majority of the people have seen your name, Mr. Roger Sedres, but I don't think many people have seen your face that often. So now it's good for them to be able to have a face to go with the name as well.
Well, also to listen to Mr. Timbala, that's good.
Great stuff. All right, I'm going to do an introduction, and then from there on, we'll get started. So for those of you who have joined in, welcome. I see you, Khaberome, Reynard Javelin. I see JS Familian. Familian is here. G of Low, he's also amazing.
Jeff.
Yeah, you know him very well.
I need to Javelin. He just retired. I wonder what you're doing in his retirement. Oh, now we can get him out of retirement, man.
We need to get him out. He needs to tell us how life is outside of that. We've got Michael, ASM scholarships, random save. Welcome, guys. Aiden Throws, good to have you here. And yeah, good to have you, Mr. Sedres, as well.
Call me Roger, please, Timbala. Please.
Roger.
There we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. Listen very carefully. I'm going to introduce to you Roger Sedres. He is a 3-time Fuji Press award winner, award-winning photojournalist, internationally acclaimed. Once you've got that behind your name, Roger, it's a big one. I see you cringing. It's like, but internationally acclaimed photographer, as well as the owner of Image SA, 28 years of experience, 25 years of writing. We can go on and on. Ladies and gentlemen, Roger Sedres.
Actually, it's 31 now, eh?
Yeah, 31.
31. It's a long time, man. It's a long time.
I've missed 3 years.
Yeah, it's a long time. And to think with the passing of FW de Klerk today, and you think, go back and it just jostles your memory, and you think, wow, I actually photographed that man. During the times, during the 90s, with the transition from, to the democracy and covenant of national unity, When you think, wow, you were part of that history as well. So it's amazing when you think about it. But no pat on the shoulder. It was your job. It was opportunity that was afforded you, and you just gotta, just stay humble. You're only as good as your last photograph.
Oh, I like that. That's a lot of pressure, and I think that's a good way to live. I think even athletes will say you're as good as your last race. You say you're as good as your last photograph. Powerful stuff. And I mean, talking about like transition from apartheid all the way into democracy. And on your profile on Facebook, I see it's you and the late great Nelson, former President Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. talk about that moment. I mean, that must have been something. We'll get to the sport and athletics, but I think it's amazing to see your background. And I mean, you've been in the industry for many years, not only in sports or athletics. For those who might think that's where the only place where you do your work, you know.
Now I've been around for a while. You know, I've always wanted to be from standard 7. So let's call it grade 9 for those that are in the new. And I was at school, and I was at high school at Excelsior Senior Secondary, which was then known as Bella number 2. And there was a school teacher in 1984. He never gave me class, and he said to me in Afrikaans, he said, Sedres, jy gaan nog eendag 'n fotograaf word.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, somebody. And that only came about much later, Timbala. You know, the old man's words, Calvin Johannes was his name. And I enjoyed taking pictures, and obviously, you know, you learn through the years, you learn as you go. Technology evolved. That was still on neg, on black and white neg, and where we used to learn how to develop the stuff. And so I got my first, you know, one of the big pluses in my life was to have a mentor, somebody that I looked up to, somebody who was a very good photographer, and guess what? He bought me a cup of coffee. This happened in 1991. His name was Doug Pithy. He passed on a couple of years ago. He worked at the Argus, and it was my dream to work at the Argus. It was a big dream because my grandfather worked at the Argus, but not as a photographer. And he introduced himself. I wrote to them and I said, I would like to just shadow you because I want to be inspired. Now come along. So I did it in 1991 during the June break. I was at Peninsula Technicon back then. That's another story. I got into that. And then he said to me, yeah, that's another story. And he said, hello, good morning, I'm Doug. And he's come, I'll buy you a cup of coffee. And that's how he became my mentor. And knowing me, and he said, if you need anything, you just phone me. Where everybody else shunned you as a youngster, this man, he said, I'll buy you a cup of coffee. And that's how we became friends. So that is very important. Now, I just think it's not just in photography. I think even in athletics, even in life, you know, our young people need mentors, and I think our adults people, you know, it's not about how fast you can run or how far you can jump or how you can jump. Is do we have somebody we can say, guys, I'm in a flat. Do you mind if I call you?
Yes.
You know, do you mind? And somebody that's stepping up to the plate like that is Nolan Conrad, which you know, who's doing phenomenal work behind the scenes with youngsters here in, you know, middle distance youngsters. But I think just generally, here's my phone number if you need advice, just pick up the phone. And that's what we need really in athletics or in life.
Yes.
You know, and now we've got social media, and social media has become king. And people think because you got such a big following, but you forget you still need to run, get on the track, and perform at the Olympic Games.
Hey, Mr. Sedres.
That's true. Because, you know, Timbala, if it's a privilege to whether you're this side of the camera, on that side of the camera, it's a privilege to don the green and gold or to represent your country on a world stage, man. And if, you know, I just feel the passion you put into your social media must be just as good on the track, man. So yeah, I'll leave it out there just like that, you know, because you don't perform, I don't get pictures. That's the way it works.
That's how it works. You know what I like? You know what I like, Roger? I mean, and you know, you've also got an athletics background. You know, we'll touch into that because you know, not everybody will know that you were also part of the game. And I don't know if I'm stepping out of line to say, but I mean, I would say athletics is probably your favorite or the sport you're most fond of. So we've got you, and we're so happy about that.
Yeah.
And let me do a few welcomes before I ask more
Okay.
questions. I see Innocent Nkuta is in here. He's also a young aspiring photographer. He usually does the photos for Stephen Mokoka's group. He does the photos there. We've got Naeem Razak. He's in the building. Jane Tipo, all the way from New Zealand, is in the building. QB, I see you. I see two dead pixels is in here as well. Welcome. I saw Cecilia. Pixel Sport is in here as well. So the photographers are coming out to hear as much as they can and to learn as well. So thanks for that, Roger. You see, we're cross-pollinating now.
Yeah. No, I mean, and the phenomenal work you're doing at Backtrack, Temba. I mean, let's not beat about the bush. What Backtrack is doing for athletics in this country is phenomenal, and I've got to commend you and the whole team at Backtrack for what you're doing, you know, for athletics, even with the challenges that you guys are facing, the challenges that athletics in South Africa is facing. You know, my biggest wish is that if athletics can be run like SA Rugby, oh my word!
Oh my word!
The stadiums will be full, eh?
We'd be nice.
We'd be nice. It'd be nice. We need to get those meetings back.
Nah,
we need to
it'll happen.
What happened? Ilana's got a big one tomorrow night, eh? Yeah, right in Stellenbosch tomorrow evening, and I think people should come out and see this. The stars come and perform. It's beautiful. The weather's beautiful in Cape Town right now.
Absolutely. I mean, I came down, I think, twice for the meetings there. When you know, meetings are well organized, they run smooth. I mean, it's good, and that's exactly what we need. You know, I mean, even with us at Backtrack, like I'll keep on saying this, and people might probably get tired of it, but we saw something that needed to be filled. There was a gap when it came to social media or coverage, giving young athletes exposure, bringing fun into athletics, making it, you know, appealing to not only the young people, but also people who don't know the sport. If they watch it, they must be like, wow, there's actually something happening here. And we filled it. That's it, you know, and more people are doing that. And, you know, it's important that happens, but it's all about the passion and love for the sport. That's what grows it. And
yes,
if we keep that, if you keep on taking those beautiful photos, we keep on doing what we're doing, you know, eventually it all adds up.
And we need. I mean, South African athletics needs. We are in need of not just when I say top performers. Let's go. We don't have hammer throwers. We don't have discus throwers, male and female. Hammer thrower, male and female. Those are the triple jumpers. Where are they?
Hey.
You know, after Rush and Luvo and Zark, and we are the new long jumpers. You can't tell me that they're not. We need track and field athletes, and people must realize that they can make a good salary. They can make good money in athletics. It's not a amateur sport. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry where athletes can make good money, and sometimes probably more than rugby. Not everybody can make the Springbok team. We need discus. We are the big boys. You know, that's my question, and they are there, but we need the coaching and we need the opportunities for them to learn. The techniques, and the coaches are there. I mean, Danny Damon, javelin throwers. I mean, after Rocco, we need good. We have, but schools and the federations need to talk to each other and say, let's join hands and let's just go for it, man. 2024 is around the corner. Then we got 2028, and in the meantime, we've got Youth Olympics 2026. Those children are 9 primary school. Where are they?
Yeah,
where are they?
That's such a good you know, it's a good and simple way of putting it, because at the end of the day, the work has to be put in. You know, these things they don't. If it's not intentional, we're gonna somehow wait for the next Luvo Manyonga to pop out of
Exactly.
who knows where, or the javelin or whatever. Because these athletes are there, like you said. We
Yes.
saw at the World Juniors, they were performing. They broke world records. They brought back medals, pole vault, but we're not seeing female pole vaulters at senior level, but we saw it at junior level. Throws as well,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Yeah.
So it's a big responsibility. Federations, sponsors, hey, the people must do the work because the athletes are trying. They're just getting demotivated, can we say?
Yeah. It comes back to the mentors and the support structure within athletics. They can't do it on their own. They're too young. I don't think the parents, let's be honest, parents can only give as much as they can, but this goes to another level. Competing, just outside of the border of this country. It's pressure. Whether you're competing in Namibia or Lesotho, I mean, we've got the Region 5 games coming up the end of this month. We're competing in Lesotho, but we're still putting on the green and gold, and that means you gotta perform. You got to be in top shape, and the pressure, and it's pressure. It's pressure. You can't afford false starts. You got one chance, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's like with you as a Sedres.
You got one chance.
When that race starts,
you got one chance.
Time to fix lenses and hey, where's my memory card or
you got one chance. It's and that's what I say. It's the responsibility. No, it's the responsibility that I have, and the pressure I put myself under. I've got one chance to shoot it. That's why you won't find at major championships me doing arty pictures and doing blurry stuff, and it's me, myself, and I. There's no team, and I've got one chance to do it. Maybe like in the 5,000, you can maybe you got a couple of minutes to get a few blurries, get a few pan shots and stuff like that. But you don't have much. You don't have much time because you gotta get, and those pictures is what sells as well. Your go-to pictures.
All right, so let's talk about that. So obviously, photography in South Africa or anywhere else, it's got its challenges. How important is it to diversify? I mean, personally, you don't know athletics. Like we said, athletics is your favorite sport, is the sport you're most passionate. I'm sure you've got the most knowledge about it from development all the way to senior level. You've been following, but is it important to diversify in order to be able to sustain yourself as a photographer or a photojournalist?
If I must tell you what I did in the last 12 months, it's been hard. I'm not going to mince words. It's been hard. Besides that, there are no events. Money is not is freely available. You need to find something else to do, which I did. So those that might not know and frown upon it, but I put it out there a couple of months ago. But I did I went to qualify as a firearms instructor. So I don't just shoot with a camera, I shoot with firearms. And I teach people, and I qualified as an advanced firearms instructor. And so that's an achievement, Timba. So I've got something to fall back onto. Photography, as it stands, yes, I'm somehow, raised above when I say raised my profile and people go there. But I just seize the opportunity. I do my best. I give the client the best that they can. But it's not month to month. It's now and then. So I needed to do something else. COVID has changed a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, that's true.
It's changed a lot of how people think. And that's the main thing. I need to survive, and I need to provide for my family. So for the first time, I was for the Paralympics this year. I was Team South Africa's photographer, and that was amazing. It was my first Paralympics.
Wow.
My very first, and me tell you, what an experience. It is phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal.
Wow.
To photograph. No, seriously, you're talking about people focus on disabilities, but where it hit me the most was at the swimming, because there's nothing to hide. There's no prosthesis. There's nothing, and these people are determined. They're wonderful, wonderful people, Timba. Wonderful people, and I would love to support them more and going forward.
Absolutely. I mean, we during the Paralympics we did our best to try cover all the major performances as well, and I think end of the day, the likes of what Ntando, Andrune, I mean, we've known these people. I mean,
Yes.
Andrune is in your side of the world as well. You've known her for a long time. The Diane Bass,
Yes.
Charles Dutoit, all these
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
all very phenomenal people. And I think it's just it's so inspiring, because end of the day, they deserve also as much credit and as much recognition for what they do.
Right.
I was watching TV recently. I saw Ntando Mahlangu is in a big ad, and that's what needs to happen.
Yes.
You drive down the street, top rugby players, Akani Simbini is next to them, Wade Van Niekerk, Casta, there was always for us a dream, like to be able to be like, one day I want to be driving down, and athletics and any other sport must be parallel to each other. And to finally have us getting there, it shows that, athletics as a sport is growing into a national sport. We need to get rid of that.
Treasure. It's a treasure.
Yes, national treasure is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because this thing of amateur sport, it needs to die out. It's not an amateur sport. People need to eat, Roger.
People need to eat. People need to love. And people need to provide for the future.
Yes.
That is not like they used to do. Pay you 500 and put the rest into a trust fund. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and coming. I would like. I'm putting it out there, but Luan Kutsia, our visually impaired, but she's the only athlete. Here we're sitting with 2 schools in the Western Cape. Are you telling me nobody that cannot see can't run?
Impossible.
It's impossible. We've got one in Worcester, a big school in Worcester. There's one Acclaimed School of the Blind here in town. I don't know what else is in Johannesburg and Pretoria, but the other schools. But we need athletes. We need to tell our people that we can run.
Yeah.
We need a guide. We get a guide.
Yeah.
It might not happen for 2024, but we can aim for 2020, 2028. We can go for, I just like long-term goals, so that you don't lose focus on, focus on Paris, and then boom, it's all over.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, Temba, I think we've got a responsibility to go and identify and encourage people to come and participate. It's a wonderful sport. It's the only sport where you compete against yourself. You don't need the center or the outside center or the wing to carry the ball. It's you yourself and the spikes.
Yes.
The most expensive spikes doesn't make you run faster. You still got to do the hard yards.
You gotta train. It might help a bit, but you gotta train.
Same thing with photography. It's I qualified as a technical coach, technical official. So I learned the rules of the sport. It's not just about rocking up and I know what I'm looking for. So you got to know, like they used to say, you'd get fit to play your sport and don't use your sport to get fit. Same thing. You got to practice. And
I like that.
And you don't practice when you're competing. You practice outside of your competition. And that's the only way to do it.
That is so powerful. That is so powerful right there. Because show yourself trained or studied or whatever, then things go well. There's no lucky Roger got a lucky shot of Nelson Mandela or of Wade Van Niekerk or Usain Bolt. I mean, if those who want to see when I look at some of the people you've taken photos of, I'm like, I wish I met that person. I wish I met that person. I wish I was, and like you said, you get that one opportunity to get that shot. And let's talk about getting that shot, because award winning, you've won awards, Roger. Awards are won by shots. It's not by catalogs or profiles or all these things. They're won by shots. It's one shot that touches people, whether it's in the industry or outside, and that's what wins award. You've won 3. Talk about that. Being an award-winning photography. I know you don't like this word. This word, internationally acclaimed. Tell us about.
Just another guy. That one was the last picture of the late Hansie Cronje at the King Commission. I've been photographing him for a couple of days, and you watch for emotion. You watch, concentrate. It's very easy to get distracted.
Wow.
It's very easy. People like to talk to you, especially. But you're concentrating. So it's very important that, but anyway, photographing Hansie, and then I had to, as soon as Judge King said to Mr. Cronje, you are excused. And he just got up, and that was a brief moment where he burst into tears. And that was the series of pictures I got. Shot on negative on 800 ASA neg with a Nikon FM2. Those are the that's what like sets you apart, Temba. It's how can I put it to you? I've got a few other highly commended, but it's not about what I've achieved, man. It's about, I just want to encourage people just to don't look at the big picture. Try and focus on the little things and get that right first. Work on your settings. Work on how you look at a picture before you actually press the button. The way the digital stuff works, it's too easy, man.
Yeah.
You can just shoot. Look for the best one. No.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you gotta shoot it properly. You gotta shoot it properly. You don't have another chance. It's a bird flying in, or especially the birders will tell you got Trevor Hardaker and Roger Mason from Canon, and they love birds. And that bird photography, do you know how difficult it actually is?
To get that moment of a moving object.
It's moving object. It's quick. It's erratic, and how you get it? It's so birding, photography, athletics. It's just how my life turned out, where I can focus on our people, focus on what they're good at. My job is to capture history, tell their story. It's history of our country. It's not history of just Anrune or just Wade or just it's history of the Republic of South Africa.
Absolutely.
That's it. There's nothing greater than that. It's the history of our country. And I've been privileged enough by the grace of God to be given the health and given the mind to do that, and the opportunity to do that. We're here today, we're gone tomorrow. And all I'm left is my pictures. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
At least you got the pictures.
I got my pictures. I can't recreate it, but I got my pictures.
I've got a message. I see Khotso Mokoena, it's King Croc. He says, excellent interview. Roger is our legend. I'm a big fan.
Himself, man.
He's a legend himself. Shout out to Khotso, King Croc Mokoena, for joining in. Somebody also on top, they said legend. You're a legend, Roger, whether you like it or not. I know you will cringe at these things, but accept what the people are saying, Roger. Take it in.
I do.
And
thank you to all the viewers and all the everybody that's listening. I can only encourage people to in what they're doing. It's not about like you get like oh, what a great picture. You must have a great camera. You must have a wonderful camera. Yeah, I do. But it's not about the camera. But it's not about the camera. I say, yes, it's a Canon. No, but people think you still got to plan it, then, you know. And you've got to plan before you get into the stadium. You got to know who and what you're photographing. It's important. It's important.
Wow.
It's important. It's important. I mean, if Custer doesn't race again, I was privileged to have photographed Custer, and what a phenomenal athlete, on and off the field. Seriously, a phenomenal person. And if she's gonna coach, which I think she's gonna do, I feel sorry for those athletes, because they're gonna be drilled hard, but the rewards will come, and that's guaranteed. You know, she won't do something for nothing.
No, for sure. She goes all in everything she does.
Yeah. 2 dead pixels was why not Nikon? That's a long story. 2 dead pixels. That's a long story. But yes, I won't divulge. You can inbox me. We can have a discussion. Yeah, we can have a discussion about that later. Give me just 10 seconds. I just want to go and get my phone charger quickly.
Yeah, you can do that. No problem.
Just
We're going to wrap it up.
I'll just see. No, don't wrap it up. We can go on. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, we
We'll
can
go on.
Just give me, sorry, guys. You can answer some questions. Just hold on.
I see Rebellious Nolo is in the building. Nicole Lowe, I see you. Jean Lowe, I see you as well. Thanks, guys. Osino Sipo Dambile is in the building. Roger's just getting his charger quickly, and then we're going to wrap up nicely with him. Kirsty Bell, I see you. Welcome to you as well.
I'm back.
All right, we're good. Benji.
Favorite one.
King Benji's in here as well. The
Pixels is even asking a question. Favorite non-athlete sports human to shoot? That's a good question.
I was going to ask that as well.
I'll come back. Let me just think on that one.
I wanted to ask you, like, of all the sporting photos you've taken, which one would you say? Obviously, the Hansi one is big because that became like international.
Yeah.
But is there like an action sports photo you've taken on the field, whatever field it is or whatever? Do you have one that you personally like most fond of?
Yeah. It's sad, but besides Hansi, wow, Wade's 400.
Yeah.
Let me explain. Let me explain what happened. Let me explain.
Okay.
Let me explain. Let me just do that, so that listener can understand what I'm talking about when I say planning. So I'm in Rio, and the last race of the evening is the men's 100 meters. Okay, now, for the final of the men's 100 meters, which is the most photographed few seconds of the Olympic Games. For real.
Yeah, for real.
Most photographed. And there are, because there were 740 photographers in the stadium that night to shoot. Timba, are you there?
I was losing you a bit there. Yeah, I can hear you again.
I think it's a Wi-Fi. Yeah. So anyway,
all right. You can start at 740 photographers
in the stadium to photograph Usain Bolt. Sports Illustrated has 10 photographers, each stationed at different parts of the 100 meters. 10. Me, 1. And that night, Luvo and Rashval were jumping. and I was at the long jump.
Mm.
And that the Maracana Stadium has what they called Mopes. Now, if you know Mopes was about 3 meters deep. So they built scaffolding platforms around the stadium, which you had to go down steps and up steps and down steps and up steps. Pardon. So you know about the success of the two long jumpers, gold and bronze. Okay. I would not make it back to the start of the men's 400-meter final. Photograph Wade at the start and get the finish. That's how many photographers there are. You can't. There was no space.
Sure.
Because they were all waiting for. And I looked around and I prayed. Now, people that don't believe me, trust me, I pray. I pray. God answers my prayers. Pray earnestly, He answers your prayers. I said, you could.
What's going on in your mind at this time? Are you like in a bit of a panic?
Panic, but planning that, knowing, Roger, you know what to do. You will get the picture. Wade, you are going to get the picture. You're going to give me those pictures. Lane, I talked to them through the camera. Seriously. So Wade's in lane 8. Now you must know lane 8 is like at the 50-meter mark, right? So to get to the other side to where they finish, it's impossible. There's a head-on platform which is above you. I won't get down. And I look and I'll go down there, Timba, and I think, okay, Wade, you will have to, what's going on here? I said, Wade, you will have to give me that pictures. And I see before the finish line, there's a gap. Now those that know, you got that camera that's on a track that runs with the athlete.
Yeah.
Right. And then it goes past the finish line and it stops. But there's a gap. And I timed that in my pre-planning. That was my plan B. I planned that there's a 2 to 3 second gap from the time lane 8 athlete runs, and I can get him with a 400 lens to the camera, totally obscuring my vision. There's a 2 to 3 second gap.
Wow.
And I tell as a Wade starts, boom, and I see him running, and he gets to the 200. But now there was like, if I'm mistaken, no more than 6 photographers in this position in the moat. There's nobody. Everybody's standing around the 100-meter finish line, right around to get Usain Bolt. Nobody forgets that there's a 400 final, and we've got a South African it's just a South African that's in a race. It's lane 8. What's the odds?
What are the odds?
What are the odds? Lane 5, 6, and 7 is the biggest one. It's the big lanes. And and I get that series of pictures. So nobody's got those pictures.
Come on.
That's what planning does. You can't have a plan A and not a plan B.
Sheesh. Love this.
That's the thing. And it's not people say, you were lucky. No, I don't believe in luck. You just got to know your settings are going to be right. There's no time for TV or for AV or for program mode, or that. We shoot manual, and that's what we do. We shoot manual, and that's how I got those pictures.
Wow.
The same thing, Temba. It's very important for people to realize that shoot with what you got. Make the best of what you got. It's not about the camera that's in your hand. Wow, the camera. No, you shoot with what you got. It's how you adapt to die, and that's what I do. It's not about whether it's a Western Province athletics meeting or it's a SA championships or it's a world championships. I do the same, dedicated. I put in the same effort. Exactly.
Roger, that is so powerful. I see Zagiti Nen has joined in.
Yeah,
Jason Koopman says next level.
That's a chase.
Jason, it's amazing because everybody thinks it's luck. Just get there. You must have the best camera in the industry, and that's how you get the best photos. But they're talking about planning, and even like whilst you were planning in your mind, you're praying and you're waiting for any half chance to get that moment, because that's all you've got. I mean, there's nothing else you can do except make it work. And I mean, then you get the photos that nobody else has. That is class act right there.
No, it's planning, especially with like now with Andre, I got amazing pictures of Andre. It's not just the race, Temba. It's also the emotion that goes with it.
Yes.
And if you listen to Andre, and she will tell you the story behind the tears. That's made for a book, man.
Come on.
That's talk about next level. That's next level. The reason for the tears, then you realize, wow, I just played a small part in capturing the emotion. Everybody's focusing on their own athletes. I got to focus on my Team South Africa athletes, and that's the end of the story.
That's it.
That's it. And the rest is history. The rest is history.
Thank you, South Africans, for and I think it's like, Roger, everything plays together, because your mandate at those competitions that you capture the South Africans, the people don't know really what the South Africans are going to do besides one or two. And, when they perform, you perform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we've got world-class athletes or cricket players or soccer or whatever it is, when you capture a photo of them, it matters. It's literally that everybody is playing for the country. It's like a national team. Everybody, you're a national photographer, a national athlete, and everybody must do their job on the day.
Yeah, Temba, the other thing is I fully agree with you, but also when they cry, especially when they get their medals or they shed a tear, and I see that with the lens obviously, and I see the tears rolling down, I shed a tear as well. This is my countryman. This is my countrywoman. No, really. I'm not shy to say I'm not shy to say that. It's I'm a South African. I'm proudly South African. These are my athletes. And when they represent, I also represent. And that's how I see it. That's why I carry the flag. That's why I try and carry the flag. I never could carry the flag. There's a reason why I do it. Because when they hold up the flag incorrectly, those pictures are there forever.
Oh, yes.
And that's why I'm not shy to help them out, especially at World Juniors now. I try and help. I try and explain to them, don't worry, that's why I'm here. Because those pictures are forever. Absolutely. There's a reason how we hold up the flag. And you see it on the cricket here too, and how the flag is incorrect. And those are important things. You never find the Americans holding their flag incorrectly.
Yeah.
Never. They do a whole week. They do a whole week orientation. Christian Taylor told me that. Whether you represent the first time or the 10th time, there's a mandatory week of etiquette.
Wow.
For the team. It's mandatory. That's how the Americans know what. And you will never find the American flag being lowered.
Yes.
You'll never find it. Never find it. And that's what I love about them.
That's so amazing. We had Christian Taylor on here as well. Was it sometime this year? Amazing guy. Back from his injury now. He's a man of faith, and I'm telling you, he's going to be causing havoc next year. But yeah, he's just one of those. But Roger, I think what we're going to do now, I want to see if we've got a few more questions and quotes or anything. And then from there on, we're going to wrap it up with just a message that you have for aspiring photographers, photojournalists, or anybody, who's got passion for camera and so on, photography. But I see here
Wagner. His name is Wagner. He's from Brazil.
Hey, Brasilia.
Brazil. Hey, Wagner.
Hey. Welcome. I see 2 Dead Pixel says Backtrack Sports. Who is your favorite photographer? Roger Sedres. Next question. Let's see if there's any other comments. Otherwise, we're gonna wrap it up. And Geoff Low is asking, what is your favorite venue you have ever shot in? Best stadium?
The best stadium, I think the London Olympic Stadium, Jeff. The London Olympic Stadium. Um, uh, it's the one stadium that had even light, whether from one end to the other, the light was even. Even a place like Doha, World Champs, they ran from the athletes running down the home straight ran from proper light into shadow. There was a 4-stop difference between, off post. And that became very problematic. And that, and then of course it messes up the white balance.
Yeah.
The London Olympic Stadium, the best stadium to photograph in.
You heard it, Jeff. You heard it straight from the legend's mouth. Okay, Roger. Let's wrap it up. A message to the young photographers, up and coming photographers, anybody who wants to do photojournalism or even start a business that handles photography, image essay, or anything in the likes of that.
My first request before I hand out advice, my first request is for our photographers, whether amateur or professional, please stop giving pictures away for free. Good. Please stop giving pictures away. If athletes, I find it, athletes, even professional athletes, find it, can I get those pictures? I want to use it on my social media. But they won't even say, Roger, can I give you 50 Rand towards something? Because they have no idea the cost involved to get there.
Yeah.
This is not, I've got a safe full of money, and every time I need money, I can just dole it out and go, this is important stuff. This is about saving the industry. People like to give, oh, can you give us pictures? We'll give you, we'll give you credit. Please, people, credit does not pay your bond.
Pay bills.
It does not pay your bond.
That is good. That is good.
Okay. Then coming back to, this is an industry. This is a professional industry. There are professional bodies, but my advice, this is like bottom line, is pursue your dream, follow your dream. Not every one of you will make it into the pro ranks. In other words, but your name is your brand. When you put your byline there, your name is your brand. It's very important for me that when my name appears, it's with a good picture. Otherwise, I do not. So you can't give the one client, yesterday you want to give him brilliant pictures, and then the other client, because he's paying you less, you want to give him half the effort. Your name is your brand. Whether you're doing athletics, whether you're doing PR work, whether you're doing commercial work, give everything that you've got. And if you don't know, pick up the phone and there's Google. Absolutely. Pick up the phone. And people, I don't mind people, you can share my number later on. People want advice or something. I don't pretend to be, or I'm not going to say I want to be a mentor, but I do not mind when people ask me for advice or ask me for that. I don't have all the answers. Yeah. I'm just going through life just like everybody else. Afforded opportunities in, from South Africa, and be nice to people, because they're the same people you meet. Be nice to people on your way up. They're the same people you meet on your way down. So
exactly.
It's not about me and an ego. I am who I am. My wife knows that. It takes a lot for me to get across. But and those that want to come do your firearm professional training with me, I'm open.
All right, Roger. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your time. I think it was one of those where, I don't know, anybody who listened and watched, I hope they really enjoyed this. Valuable advice. I think those small advices that you gave, that's gonna be the eye opener. And if I was 100% into photography, I would really be inspired. Already I've learned a lot about planning. from videography side as well. And also when I get to hold the camera for photography, I'm gonna make sure planning, nothing
Planning.
happens but luck.
No.
But I really appreciate your time. So you've always been somebody that, you know, easy to approach. Yeah, you always welcoming, always have a word to share, and you know, we appreciate that. That's even more than the photography. The photos you've given us over the years have been a blessing to South Africa. So yeah, keep up the good work, even if it comes from a small somebody like me. Keep up the good work and
Thank you, Simba.
keep shining, sir.
No, thank you. And 2 dead pixels. Will send me an inbox. We can chat about that. We can do some more.
Absolutely.
We'll do some
Great
more.
stuff.
Thank you to all the viewers at Backtrack, and yeah, we'll see you on a track near you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, take care, guys. Have a good evening and God bless. Cheers. Thanks,
Thank
Roger.
you. Thanks, Simba.
It was good. I had a good time. I enjoyed this. Good night.
Good night.